Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 cheapest states to buy a house in the US. Did you know that down payments for a home are 3 to 6 times cheaper than most Americans think? As a potential home buyer, knowing where you can get the most bang for your buck can help you narrow down your list of options. Home affordability can vary widely from one place to the next, especially with unique taxes, utilities, and other expenses associated with any given city. So many variables can make it hard to find the cheapest state to buy a house. Note that your particular overall costs may not reflect your state's averages and medians, since each person's localized housing market, income, credit score, and additional qualifying factors should be taken into consideration. To find more precise estimates, check your state or local county housing markets. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 cheapest states to buy a house in the US. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 cheapest states to buy a house in the US. Number 10 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the US is Arkansas. Median home price, $127,800. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $607.19. It takes 12% of the median household income to afford a house in Arkansas. Home prices check in at just under $129,000, and the average mortgage payment is $607.19. Arkansas is known for its acres of lakes, as well as its hot springs and rivers. The state also produces the nation's most poultry and is known as the land of opportunity. Number 9 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Michigan. Median home price, $154,900. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $735.95. In Michigan, a median-priced home takes just 11.73% of the typical household income, which is $75,300. Home prices cost a median $154,900 in the state. The state's most known for the Great Lakes and its auto production, which takes place in the Motor City of Detroit. Number 8 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Oklahoma. Median home price, $136,800. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $649.95. Oklahoma homes are just slightly less affordable than Mississippi's, clocking in at 11.64% of the median household income. The typical home costs $136,600, just about double the state's median income. Oklahoma is known for its deep Native American history. The name Oklahoma comes from the Choctaw language, and the state is still home to many reservations. The state also has a huge college football scene, with most cheering on either Oklahoma University or Oklahoma State. Number 7 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is West Virginia. Median home price, $119,600. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $568.23. In West Virginia, homes are right on point with Mississippi. It takes 11.31% of the median household income to buy a house, and the typical home costs just under $120,000. Aptly named the Mountain State, West Virginia is nestled right in the Appalachians. It's known for its rolling hills, valleys, and mountains and all the outdoor activities that come with them. Number 6 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Mississippi. Median home price, $119,000. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $565.38. Homes are just slightly less affordable in Mississippi than in Kansas and Nebraska. Here, it takes 11.31% of the median household income to buy a house. Home prices sit around $119,000. Mississippi is known as the Magnolia State thanks to its flowering state tree. It's also one of the leading producers of catfish and is full of down-home southern charm. Its biggest cities are Jackson and Biloxi. Number 5 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Kansas. Median home price, $151,900. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $721.70. Kansas and Nebraska technically tied for fourth, with each costing 11.19% of the median household income to buy a house. Homes in Kansas are lower priced, though. The median home costs $151,900 in this state. Kansas is playfully referred to as the nation's breadbasket for its plentiful wheat field and grain production. Kansas City, Wichita, and Topeka are the state's biggest cities. Number 4 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Nebraska. Median home price, $155,800. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $740.22. In Nebraska, residents will spend just 11.19% of their income, about $740.22, on a mortgage payment for a median-priced home. House prices in the state are just under $156,000. If its nickname, the Cornhusker State, is any indication, Nebraska is big on corn farming. Its cattle industry is booming, and it's often called the beef state as well. Nebraska's biggest towns are Omaha and Lincoln. Number 3 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Ohio. Median home price, $145,700. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $692.24. Ohio continues the Midwestern trend, taking third place on our list. The Buckeye State requires just 11% of the average earner's income to buy a house. Home prices sit at $145,700. The birthplace of the Wright brothers and home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Ohio certainly has a lot going for it. The state's also big on football, and most residents cheer for the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, or the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 2 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Indiana. Median home price, $141,700. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $673.23. Indiana takes the runner-up spot with a median home price of $141,700. It takes just 11.03% of the median income to buy a house in Indiana. The estimated monthly mortgage payment is just over $670. Another Midwestern state, Indiana is flat and full of farmland. Its biggest cities are Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, and Bloomington, and major universities like Purdue, Ball State, and Indiana University are located there. Number 1 on the list of cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. is Iowa. Median home price, $147,800. Estimated monthly mortgage payment, $702. Iowa came in at the top of our list of the most affordable homes in America. It takes a mere 10.6% of the median household income to afford a home in the Hawkeye State. Homes clock in at just $147,800. This Midwestern state is the largest producer of corn in the country, and its miles of farmland are a testament to that. Still, there are plenty of big cities to live in, too. The largest housing markets in Iowa include Des Moines, Iowa City, and Cedar Rapids. So, which is your favorite places among the top 10 cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S.? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite places among the top 10 cheapest states to buy a house in the U.S. in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.